Hey everyone, HalfPhaser1 here, and I'm finally back with a Traya video for you guys. And as you guys know already, or you can see, I finally got my own test account, which is amazing. Right when Traya was released for us Game Changers. So yeah, and there's a bunch of videos already out there from other Game Changers, such as Mobile Gamer, Arnold T11, talking about Traya and testing out and showing what works and what does not work with Traya and the triumvirate. So my video specifically is going to be focusing on how does the current meta that you see in Arena fare against Traya-led teams, especially this composition right here, because this composition right here is the toughest one to face and beat with the current meta. Now, there's a controversy going on if EP-led teams with the triumvirate, including Traya, is better than Traya-led teams, the team that you guys see on screen, and I say both are good. Traya brings just so much utility. With Traya, it's not about speed, it's more like survivability, getting health, cleansing debuffs. It's more of a slow game on Traya lead, but it's really good. I mean, CLS, JTRs, and Night Sisters have a tough time, and they basically cannot beat Traya whatsoever. And yeah, so Traya has basically, no, not Cyan, Traya. So Traya has basically two Zeta upgrades. They both act like leadership abilities. So leadership ability upgrade reads, when an enemy uses an ability outside of their turn, they take damage equal to 35% of their max health. This damage cannot defeat enemies. When an enemy gains a buff outside of their turn, they lose 50% offense until the end of their next turn. That's pretty insane. CLS teams always counter whenever you attack them. So basically, Han Solo is basically goners. I mean, you guys will see in the gameplay. So basically, CLS and RGT are basically goners because of this ability. And that's if you only run this on Traya-led teams. And then for her unique ability upgrade for her Zeta reads, at the start of each Sith ally turn, Traya dispels all debuffs on them and deals damage equal to 5% of their max health for each debuff dispelled. So this basically means her kit is not speed, which everyone's used to. Her kit is basically just like playing the slow game and destroying your opponent one by one. And now as Nihilus annihilates, and then Traya uses her isolate ability, which is amazing by the way. And the Cyan dispels everything. It's just it's a slow game. I understand why people say EP lead with the Triumvirate is better because of speed, but don't overlook Traya. You guys will see in the gameplay, Traya is really good. She brings a lot of utility, and I think she's a little bit better than EP lead, just because I'm tired of seeing EP lead. So with that being said, let's go ahead into some gameplays to show you guys how the current meta deals with Traya. Big thank you to Mobile Gamer for actually putting this team out for me. I'm going to be testing against his team right now, which is the team that I talked about. This is the best team I feel like for Traya lead, and we're going to go ahead and use a bunch of meta composition that you guys are seeing in Arena right now. And I'm going to be using RGT, and this is a pretty simple RGT team with Thrawn and CLS. It's mostly damage output wise. So you want to go ahead and hopefully R2 assists in this case. You want to stun Thrawn. Fortunately, R2 didn't go. I'm gonna go stealth. Then you want to put buff immunity on Cyan, and reduce turn meter. And you want to fracture Traya, so she needs to do isolate. And you want to put ability block on EP. And keep in mind, guys, all the Zetas apply for every team because this is test accounts. We have all the Megas, all the Zetas. So and speeds, we don't have the best mods, so this is not really a speed game. We have all terrible mods. So keep that in mind. When I have Traya on my own account, I'll be putting Zetas and speeds and whatever I have against my opponent. But anyway, so Thrawn is gone. You want to take care of Thrawn first. Here I go ahead and stun Cyan, but he just cleanses that off because of Traya is unique, which is crazy. This is why, like, you guys notice how like BB-8 and R2 attack out of turn and they lose health? That's because of Traya's lead Zeta upgrade. That's why it's really good. That's why Traya is really good. It's not about the speed game with Traya. It's more about survivability and taking your opponent's health off one by one and just annihilating them and just ending them. So here we're looking pretty good. We're just left with the triumvirate itself. It's gonna be really tough. Usually, goes downhill from there, and usually, their EP usually still alive too. But this is like the best case scenario out of many tests I did. So here goes the Annihilate, but we still have 4 tunes left, and I think we should be good. We got an Illuminated Destiny, and yeah, everything's looking good. Now we just have Traya to deal with, and Nihilus. Once Nihilus is out of the picture, I think, I'm gonna gun down Nihilus, because Nihilus is really the only threat. Now, keep in mind, guys, Traya can actually one-shot tunes also. But I'm more worried about Nihilus, so we're looking pretty good. Now we're just, there's nothing else to do pretty much. Take care of Nihilus, and then Traya should be last. So usually you want to go ahead and, take care of Traya as soon as possible first. But in this case, you guys can see I controlled Traya the whole time, and I picked off tunes one by one, and Traya was left as last. Usually you want to take care of Traya first. But yeah, you guys can see it's really actually hard. It's really challenging, and with the other meta teams, it's even harder. This was really on good RNG. All the other tests I did, it just my Jedi Training Raid team got destroyed, and it's pretty insane. So let's move on to the next gameplay. So the next team that I'm using is a basic CLS team that you all probably seen or should have seen. This was popular back in the end, and it's still used to climb, but Traya basically stops this team. You guys will see all that counter attacks was actually bad under Traya, like when you're facing against Traya. So I'm doing everything correctly. I stunned Thrawn, buffed Immunity Sign, and fractured Traya. Everything looks good, right? Nope, not even close. So Drain Force comes in, and all that counterattack comes, and look how much protection I lost in all my tunes. And that's because of Traya lead. When you attack out a turn, she punishes you, and I made a prediction that this is going to kill CLS and JTRs, and I was kind of correct. CLS is basically dead. Palp got all his stuns, and look, out of turn, we attacked out of turn, and we're bringing punished. So look at Han Solo's health, it's crazy. CLS's health is really low, and this is all just because of Traya's leadership ability Zeta upgrade, which is really critical. So as you guys can see here, we're pretty much dead. It's not about speed for Traya, it's more about surviving, getting the stuff going, getting Annihilate going, and Traya just punishing, putting Isolate and everything. So I think this is a new meta, meta coming where it's not about speed more so. But yeah, that's basically CLS is dead. Rip CLS, forever, I assume, as long as Traya is alive in this game. So anyways, let's move on to the next gameplay. Now the next team that I'm trying to use is a standard Nightmare team that I actually did a guide on way back when, it wasn't too long ago. But anyways, I want to see if this team actually, this current team can actually beat Traya. And so far I couldn't beat it at all. I must not have good RNG with Palp teams on my test account, but it is possible. Other game trainers have done it, but it's really tough. That's the thing. It's really tough. It's not like a cakewalk. It's a lot. It's really tough. Like, you have to have really good RNG to do so. And yeah, they're Nihilus is already ahead. Science putting a bunch of debuffs, a bunch of pain. So we're kind of we're at a disadvantage right now. Like, RNG is like the worst right now. Let's see if we get stuns. We only got 2 stuns. And yeah, I mean, like, it really depends how the match goes. We get our Drain Force down. It's just with EPs right now, you just have to see how it plays out. Right now it's just an RNG fest as it is, but with Traya, I feel like RNG is going to be in your favor if you're running Traya led teams. So yeah, so I mean, I don't know, like, my Thrawn's basically almost out of the game, but we got an Annihilate, so I go ahead and annihilate Traya. So in this case, you want to get rid of Traya as soon as possible. I'm not in control of Traya, so I got rid of Traya. Traya's out of the picture, and I'm gonna, it looks good. I might actually win this, but unfortunately I do not. We try our best here, but yeah, if you guys get an Annihilate, always annihilate Traya as soon as possible. It's gonna suck when Cyan actually taunts when you have an Annihilate ready, but yeah, so I don't know. It's just like this is whole RNG, and then the Scion gets his held by hatred. My EP is gone, just like that. And we're suddenly not looking too hot here. And yeah. You're trying my best here to stay alive. So I have a Vader. So I was thinking to myself when I recorded this, I might actually pull this off, but nah. They have their own EP. Get some Drain Forest. See how things go. Maybe, just maybe things go in my favor. But nah. Tried do basic with Vader. Put ability block. Okay, we got another Annihilate. But unfortunately, its sign was taunting. I wanted to do Nihilus next. And if we did Nihilus, we would have the game under the ropes. But nope. But you guys can see a Nightmare team can't really beat this team with ease. Traya is really good. You guys just have to see that maybe a new meta with not the speed meta is coming, and the Traya might be it for that. So the next team that I'm using is a Night Sister team. Right from the get-go, Thrawn goes ahead and fractures Zombie, which is great. The good thing about Night Sisters is AI is so stupid. It's always gonna annihilate and fracture Zombie. So that's a good thing that's going from here. But the bad thing is Night Sisters depend on Plague for them to win, basically just to kill off everything. And the problem is under Traya, all the Sith allies regenerate a bunch of health back, and on top of that, they cleanse debuffs, which is not looking good. The only thing that's gonna be caught by Plague and not recover health is Thrawn, and Thrawn's gonna eventually die in this gameplay. But it's pretty like Plague is already shrugged off, and I'm sitting there like, okay, what do I do? Like maybe just take care of Thrawn here, which I'm trying to do, or maybe I was thinking maybe stun everyone somehow and keep them at bay and just keep cycling Plague, which I know is impossible, but that was my initial thoughts. Talia is gone. I'm gonna try reviving her, but she doesn't get revived. And that's pretty basically because of Isolate. I think pretty sure it's because of Isolate, because usually Talia would have been revived. There you go. Nihilus just annihilates a Zombie, which is great, but I mean it's not looking good. Fracture Zombie again, which is pretty cool, but like it's really not looking good. Here I go with Plague. Thrawn is dead, but yeah, it's basically over. Daka is gone. Ventress is gone. It's just over from that. So, in my opinion, Night Sisters are also dead. I mean, all those free-to-play players with Night Sisters they're using for easy climbing, you guys might want to look for a different team, because as guys can see, it's Plague is just getting shrugged off under Traya lead. And yeah, so let's move on to the last gameplay. The last team that I'm going to be using is, you guys guessed it, a Rex-led team, which is by far my most favorite anti-meta team in Arena at the moment, because it just shuts down EPs just like that, and basically all of the meta right now, but doesn't hold that well on defense, unfortunately. But anyway, I put an auto taunt Shore there because his strong goes first always, and I wanted, not get fractured by any of the important tunes. And I also wanted to see Wampa and Mother Talzin together and seeing how that Plague will not be cleansed, and maybe that's going to be what stops this team. But as you guys will see, it looks like we're having a good train here going, in quote unquote train. But I know I'm trying to get rid of EP, but I should be focusing on Thrawn. I don't know, it's just tough. I've tested various Rex teams, like that free-to-play variant of Rex. My auto taunt, or auto team that I did team, it just can't beat it. It's really hard. Like Rex, I think this is the meta that Rex will die, I feel. Also, that's just my prediction. This is my initial predictions also, guys, so just keep that in mind. This is not anything like by far confirmed. I will need to get her in the actual my actual game account, my personal account, and maybe they'll change her kit, who knows. But this is just my initial impressions of her and what the meta is going to be like once everyone has her Thank you very much for watching. Make sure to check out my Patreon and Discord server, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.